This is my 2026 NFL mock draft, and I'm gonna go through every player in the first round. And this is it. This should come out minutes before the draft, hopefully before that, but this might come out during the NFL draft. But this is my mock draft. This is what I think is gonna happen. The first pick is gonna be Mendoza. Mendoza is a great player. He was a great college prospect coming out, and I think he's gonna be great in the NFL. He's gonna be like Jared Goff, prime Jared Goff, maybe Matt Ryan, someone like that. Not insane upside, but he'd be very good. He's had 41 touchdowns, 6 picks, QB of 90.3, which is the highest in college football, and 3,535 yards passing. So I think the Raiders take him in one. Number 2, I have Alvin Reese. Didn't say his name right. I apologize. Alvin Reese is a great at linebacker, very athletic. I'm pretty sure he was an inside linebacker at Ohio State, but I think he'll move out to edge very nicely with the Jets. I think not as good as Micah Parsons. I think he'll be very close. Excuse me. Micah Parsons is a very good edge rusher, and he was a linebacker coming out of college. He was as a guy who people thought he would be a good guy coming off the edge. Obviously, Reese, even being an inside linebacker, still had 6.5 sacks. He blitzes a lot, 34 solo tackles. I think he's the pick here for the Jets. I think he's better than David Bailey and Ruben Bain. Overall, the best pure edge, the best pure just overall pass rusher in the draft. He has the athleticism. He can run defend, and he can pass rush. Then Ruben Bain. I think Ruben Bain's a great prospect, and he was the best in college. But his short arms might not translate. He's not as athletic as Alvin Reese, but just purely at edge rusher, he is great. Probably the best pure edge. He can run defend, and he can pass rush at a very elite level. Not as good as pass rushing as David Bailey, but I think he's a 10 times better run defender. So then the Cardinals take him at 3. And then at number 4, I got David Bailey. I forgot to tell you, Ruben Bain had 9.5 sacks. David Bailey had 14.5 and led the all of college football, I'm pretty sure, in sacks. He is a great player, but this is originally the Titans pick. I have the Titans trading up with the Chiefs. The Titans trade their 4th pick, their 3rd round pick, and a 5th round pick to the Chiefs for the 9th and the 29th because the Chiefs want to get a bona fide great edge rusher. They see the 2 edge rushers going back to back, and they want to get their guy. So they trade up for the guy with the most sacks in college football and 3 forced fumbles, and I think he'll be a difference maker for that Kansas City Chiefs defense. Then I got the Giants at number 5. I usually have Sony Styles. I always think Sony Styles is going to go here, but I have Caleb Downs. Caleb Downs is one of the best overall prospects we've seen coming out as a safety. He's probably a better pure prospect than I think Tyler Hamilton. I think he'd be one of the elite safeties in the league. The last 2 years in college football you could argue the best pure player, and I think you can argue he's the best player in this draft. The Giants get him at 5. 2 forced fumbles, 2 picks, 1 pass defended, and I think he can play all over the Giants defense. Exactly what John Harbaugh likes. Now at number 6, I got Cordell Tate. Cordell Tate is the guy that everyone has mocking to the Browns since he's the second most mocked player other than Mendoza, obviously. And there's reasons for that. He's a very consistent receiver, very big. I don't know if he's the most talented in the draft, but physically he's the best. He has the best attributes, and he's great at staying healthy. And he had 875 yards, 9 touchdowns in college, 51 catches, very consistent player, and he'll be very good for that Browns offense as their new number 1 receiver. And then Jeremiah Love 4 is because the Titans traded at 4, because that's who I think the Titans would have took. But because he 4s, the Titans were hoping he would 4 to 9. He goes to the Commanders at 7. The Commanders, I think, really want another weapon for Jaden Daniels. The Commanders were a good offense last year, but they have older guys. The receiver room isn't great. I think stack up on offense. You have to fix defense, but you could do that next draft or later in the rounds. So I think get your guy, get the best, maybe the best pure player in the draft, him and Caleb Downs. So between them two, he had 1,300 yards in college, 18 touchdowns, averaged almost 7 yards per carry. He is one of the best running back prospects of all time. The Commanders get him at 7. And then I got Mansur Delane. Mansur Delane to the Saints. I love this for the Saints. I think he's the best corner. I think he has the potential to be a top 10 corner in the league. 2 picks and 11 batted down passes. He's a lockdown corner. I think the Saints badly need a corner. They lose all their guys to free agency. I think this guy will be a great player for the Saints. And then at 9, I got the Titans drafting Sony Styles. the Giants wanted Caleb Downs and Styles at 10. It almost happened, but since the Titans traded down, they couldn't get Jeremiah Love, so they figured, let's get Sonny Styles. They need a linebacker, and he's probably the best pure athlete in the draft. He has a lot of potential and a lot of upside. I don't. Maybe Robert Saleh can get it out of him. I think he can, but let's see. The Titans need a linebacker. They need a lot of stuff on defense. A linebacker can help the run defense, help the pass coverage. I love Sonny Styles to the Titans. Then, since the Giants lost out on the guy, forgot to write it down, the Lions trade up to 10. They trade their 17th pick and their 50th pick in the second round for 10, and they get a 4th or 5th back. Now, trade value is kind of weird, but that's what I think they would get, something along those lines, to get Francis Mauigoa, the best tackle in the draft. People haven't him mocked this high in the draft the last 2 years in this specific draft. The Lions need linemen. They have a lot of talent on that team. I think they get the best pure tackle in the draft at 10 and trade up for it. And then this is the rest of the first round. At 11, I got Jordan Tyson. Injury concerns, but he could be the most talented receiver on this draft, and I think he's a very good player. The Dolphins just need talent, so they draft him, and the receiver room is terrible. Then the Cowboys draft Jermon McCoy, corner with injury concerns, but he's very talented, possibly the best talent corner. As you can see here, guys for the top 10 are guys who people thought would be very, very high picks, but with injury concerns, so they drop a little bit. Spencer Farnham, people thought he would be the first tackle off. I don't think he's that good. I think he's very good. I'm not saying he's not good. I think he's the second best tackle, just not as good as Francis Mauigoa. So I think the Rams take him. They need another tackle. So there we go. And then the Ravens get guard. Jay, I can't say his name at all. Sorry, Penn State guard. He's very good. I think the Ravens need guard, obviously, after losing their center. Just need interior offensive lineman, and they get that here at 14. Then at 15, Kenyon Sadiq, most physically gifted tight end in the draft. He ran a 4.33 as a tight end, or 4.34 as a tight end, something crazy. 4.39, I think. Either way, he ran a crazy combine. Now I think the Bucks, they lost Mike Evans. They could use another weapon on that offense. Their tight ends aren't great. I think they paid their tight end, Cade Otton, but I still think they need more weapons. Get another weapon to replace Mike Evans and worry about defense later. This is a stacked edge draft. And then Makai Lemon, receiver to the Jets. The Jets need offensive players. They need receivers with their 16th pick. They want defense first pick. Then they get someone, Makai Lemon, who I think would be a very good fit on that Jets team as a slot guy. Then the Giants trade back. They get a second round pick, and they get Peters Woods, Clemson defensive tackle, picked 17th overall, same as Dexter Lawrence. I'm not saying it's going to be as good as Dexter Lawrence, but I love this for the Giants. They need another defensive tackle after trading Dexter Lawrence. Basically traded Dexter Lawrence for Peter Woods, who will be on a rookie deal for 4 years and has upside and could be a very good DT in the long term. And you get a second round pick for Dexter Lawrence. And then at 18, the Vikings get Dylan Thyman out of Oregon, safety. He, I think, is very good. He's obviously not as good as Caleb Downs, but he has potential to be very good and could be the guy they want to replace Harrison Smith. Then at 19, I got the Panthers. Cade Proctor out of Alabama. People are talking about how he has the potential to be one of the best tackles in the draft. He's 6'6", 300 pounds. He's physically the perfect tackle you would want, so I think the Panthers take him. They do need defense, but just improve that offense and then maybe later get better on the defense. And then the Cowboys, Kendrick Folk, edge rusher, 20. The Cowboys do need more pieces on the edge after losing Michael Parsons. They're very heavily invested in the defensive tackle room. They traded for a guy, and then they traded for Rashad Gary. They need one more edge. I like Kendrick Folk. He has potential to be very good in the long run. And then Steelers at 21. Monroe Phelan, tackle out of Georgia. I think he could be a very good fit with the Steelers. They need a tackle. Their one tackle retired, I'm pretty sure, or he left the team. So they need a guy to replace him, and I think this is the perfect fit. Then the Chargers at 22 take Caden McDonald, defensive tackle at Ohio State. Their one problem on defense is DT. They need to be able to stop the run better than they did last year. I think McDonald is the perfect fit for that. He's a great run defender. And then at 23, the Eagles just Caleb Luman. Caleb Luman, tackle out of Utah. He could be a very good tackle in this draft. I think that the Eagles get a steal here at 23 to be the tackle for the future after Lane Johnson leaves. And then the Browns are heartbroken that 3 tackles went in the last 5 picks before theirs, so they have to be stuck with Blake Miller, who's a very good tackle, but he's a little bit of reach at this point. But the Browns badly need offensive tackle. And then the Bears. The Bears take Akeem Mesidor, edge rusher from Miami. He's a very good guy. He's 25 years old, but I think he can perform great out the gate. And the Bears want to win now. I like this pick a lot for the Bears. They get a steal. Then the Bills. They draft a linebacker, the third linebacker off the board, C.J. Allen. But people think he could be the best pure linebacker in the draft. And the Bills could use a linebacker after, forget his name, their old linebacker who was really good, has regressed a little bit. That's why I have them there. And then the Niners take Amari Cooper Jr., receiver at Indiana. He's a very good receiver. I think he has potential to be one of the best receivers in this draft and a good replacement for Brandon Aiyuk when they cut him. And then the Cardinals at 28 take Ty Simpson. They trade up with the Texans. They give up the 34th pick, their 65th pick, and their 4th round pick, 104, for the Texans' 4th round pick and 2nd round pick. So the Texans move up in the second and get a 4th round pick. This is less value than what the Giants gave up to the Texans last year, but they're moving up not as far into the 1st round. And I don't know if Ty Simpson is as looked at as a quarterback as Jackson Dart was. But the Cardinals get their quarterback of the future, they hope, and he'll sit behind Jacoby Brissett for a year. They are obviously, I think they want to do something at quarterback. They don't have a lot of options. They didn't sign anyone young and intriguing. I think they want Ty Simpson, and they trade up for the guy. And then the tight ends with that, pick the guy from the Chiefs. Instead of getting Jeremiah Love F4, they get Sonny Styles, who helped that defense a ton, and KC Conception, who is a great receiver. And the Titans could use another guy, even though they did get Kadarius Toney. Oh, it's not Kadarius Toney. They got Wan'Dale Robinson. I think KC could be a great fit next to him and help the Titans build a young receiving core. And then at 30, Miami goes Colton Hood, cornerback out of Tennessee. He's physically one of the best corners. He's very fast, and I think that Miami just needs talent, and Colton Hood could be that talented corner that they draft. And then the Patriots, Zion Young, edge rusher out of Missouri. He's a great edge rusher. I don't know a ton about him, but I think the Patriots need an edge rusher. They get Zion Young, who has potential to be very good. Then I had the Seahawks picking Brandon Sia. I could see Avio Taylor going here, Terrell going here too, but I don't know. They're very close. I think Avio Taylor, I might have not had him go in the 1st round, but I think he will be a guy who falls a little bit, but he's still a very good prospect. So this is my 1st round of the NFL 2026 draft. Now, when this uploads, the draft might be starting, but hopefully not. And tell me what you think of the draft. If you think it was terrible and it's not going to be how it is, tell me. Or if you watch this after the draft happened, which you probably will if you do see this, see if I was close. Maybe I'm close. Maybe I'm dead wrong, and every single pick except for Mendoza is wrong.